Hello, collective. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. This is Divine Eye Mystic Tarot. What's going on with y'all? What it do? What the business is? What it is and what it ain't. Hopefully you all are doing extremely, extraordinarily well. My divine feminines, my divine masculines, my goddesses, my empress, my empresses, gods and goddesses. Listen. Just because you have this brilliant idea, keep it to yourself. Move in silence. Don't always have your phone around you when you're running your mouth about the important stuff. Leave it in another room. Leave it in your damn car. Put it in the damn cabinet in your kitchen. Something. Okay? Learn to wean yourself off of having your device always attached to you like it's another organ of your body. Okay? Alright? But listen, we're going to pull a few cards, get a message out, but just because you got a brilliant idea, move in silence. Your next move don't need to be mapped out for nobody. You don't need to use it to prove nothing to nobody. You don't need to display it. I'm trying to lay it out for you as best I can. That's the best way I can do it. Make your moves in silence, but be genuine about what you do on other in anything you do. Have good intentions, because if it ain't people ancestors now, it's not playing with y'all when it come to, fucking with people that's protected and ain't bothering you. They stepping into their calling, they focusing on the mission, and they, they giving honor to the Most High God in everything they doing, as we all should be doing. Stay focused. When people are staying focused, leave them the fuck alone. Stay out of their comments on the bullshit. Because people in your lineage, people in your vicinity, people around you will suffer before it even hits you. Things around you connected to you will suffer, it will fail before it even get to you personally. Leave people alone. Keep your business to yourself. And everything that you creatively thinking of doing, keep it to your damn self. Stop posting it. Stop giving visual aid to it and all that right there. Certain things things are going on around you to show you. Some people are being made examples of to show you what it is. You know what I'm saying? They've given themselves. They have, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say they've given themselves. They've been used as an answer to what it is you're doing. It's not meant to find a another way to do it. Document it in a lot of different ways, but move in silence. You know what I'm saying? Start winning yourself off of, the things that most, you're never going to get the privacy that you deserve. So even when you doing number two, know there's somebody watching you. Just move like that. Because the more uncomfortable it feels, the more used to it you feel, you know what I'm saying? You'll be mindful of how and more creative, behind, how you protect and what you do and don't do. Because some people find the need to, use, they day to day as the content. Yeah. Until it becomes very unsafe to you. The people that create the apps a lot of times don't have your best interests at heart. They're not gonna protect you like that. They're not gonna give you the 411 and give you the heads up on, hey, somebody headed your way. Hey, somebody plotting on you. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. If you make moves, make them in silence. Nobody needs to know what you got going on. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Move in silence. But we're going to pull a few cards, get a message out. But overall, you know what it is. I cuss over here. I use profanity. Just giving you a heads up. All right, loves? So let's see what's going on. In the playhouse, you know, at the playground. Y'all remember that song? That's old school. Y'all probably won't know nothing about that. If you were 80s baby, 90s baby, you probably don't know nothing about that, but your parents probably do. That try to remember who sing that song, but it was at the playground, you know. Playground. And I split the deck on 3 of Wands in reverse with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Aries, Capricorn. Somebody could be fantasizing about how, you know, or what they want to do, or but haven't taken any action with it. But it's like somebody may have, you know, it's like somebody may be doing most of the work. And let's just say you may be working on your shadow side, doing your healing and things like that. We always healing. You don't never stop healing. Some people be thinking, oh, I'm healed now. No. Your healing gonna, you know, last until it's time for you to go home. Your healing is always going to be an ongoing thing. Okay, because it's meant for you to be reminded of it and triggered by it and presented with it, and you know, the experience is not something that's not just, it's not just for you. You're gonna run into other people that are dealing with it or going to deal with it or have it happen to them or something like that. Whether it's your children, whether it's a neighbor, whether it's a co-worker, whether, you know, it's a friend of me or something like that, you know, and they may, you know, have rededicated their life to Christ and things like that, you know, and they, you know, going toward their higher self. But either way, you're always healing. You're always healing, right? But yeah, somebody could be, you know, working on now how they got some lessons to learn. You know what I'm saying? And they could be dealing with the fact that they are one of them people that are maybe going into their shadow work and stuff like that, you know, awakening a lot later than somebody else, another person. But they fantasize, you know, about what, you know, how things could be, how, you know, things could, how they see things, how they want something to go, but they haven't taken the necessary action. But this person got some lessons to learn. Yeah. Behind this 3 of Wands in reverse is the Lovers in reverse. Somebody could be breaking up or going through some type of separation or a divorce or something like that, you know, when it comes to some of the things that they may have, you know, experienced in this marriage and this divorce. They may have been putting more into themselves and working on themselves than the other person. You know, they may have been, you know, doing more than the other person and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to whoever this is that's fantasizing, they could be fantasizing, whether it's Aries, Capricorn. They could have Capricorn in their chart. But somebody fantasizing about something, they just haven't taken the necessary action to do it. And this could be the reason why they at the bottom of the wheel right now. But they aware that they, you know, have had to, you know what I'm saying, come to some type of realization with the devil in reverse. That, you know, they adopting another way of thinking, a new, you know, mindset. They're aware of their addictions. You know what I'm saying? They could be overcoming some addictions right now. Some bad habits. You know what I'm saying? Things that they may have picked up. In this connection with somebody else or a marriage or something like that. Let's see what they want to use. I just want to pull one card though on this reading. Go with this one. Give me one card on this message, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. Give me one card on this reading. What's going on? What's the overall energy? Overall energy. Give me one card. This message for my collective. What's the message you have for my collective? Alright, somebody could be bald head. Someone could be bald head. Somebody could rock a bald head. Man or woman. Next card, waiting things out for the storm to blow over. They're waiting something out. They at the bottom of the wheel. Somebody waiting something out. They waiting till the storm blow over. Like they know, whatever coming towards you or going towards someone. Somebody feels as though whoever they know they're going towards or whatever they going towards, it may leave a path of destruction in its wake. You know what I'm saying? As they say. They may know leaving this situation may come with some turbulence, on their way out the door, all the way to where they're going. Like they may have some obstacles laid out for them where they at, as opposed to, the challenges they're going to be faced with where they're going. But they waiting things out for the storm to blow over. It's like somebody almost kind of want you to forget, want to let enough time, months, years or something go by before they, make some type of presence, make their presence known or approach you. Clarify waiting things out for the storm to blow over. Yeah, got the Chariot. Cancer energy. Somebody know they gotta, they want, this is forward movement. Like somebody knows they want to work on things, and it may be things that they starting, within. But the challenges, like I said, they're gonna be faced with, may have been things that they needed to work on before they even crossed paths with another person, or before they even got to this part of, their journey in life, on this scroll that they in, this path that they on. But it's like somebody knows that the challenges they gonna be faced with is necessary. It's not something they can avoid, even if they think, they can try to control and the narrative, the outcome. They can't. They gonna have to move with the flow of things, but it's something that they willing to come towards you and do. You got the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck now in the upright, with the Ten of Swords in reverse. Yeah. You got the Three of Wands. Like somebody may have, Yeah. Because you got the Three of Wands and you got the Ten of Swords in reverse. Somebody like holding back Two of Cups in reverse with the Seven of Pentacles. So it's like somebody learned they lesson. Or you are listening to somebody. You know what I'm saying? About holding back and things like that when it comes to them trying to, keep something, procrastinating, trying to keep something from happening that's bound to happen, but it's about moving into a new cycle. Out with the old, in with the new. And somebody, was maybe trying to hold back, just slow about taking the action to end a cycle, to end something, let something go, let it be. Yeah. But it's like they need to make a choice even if they don't feel like it's going to be in their best interest. Especially if they were somebody that, was unsure, indecisive about you, wasn't really ready to, just put it out there that they wanted to have something serious or wanted to be in something committed. Whatever however it resonates with you, and whichever way it resonates with you, you know what I mean? But it's like them coming around saying I want something serious is like saying that to somebody that already told you they wanted something serious before they walked away and you didn't want it then. And it's like giving that energy of like somebody knowing that if they come back around and try to express, what they know they're gonna have to deal with, because with the Chariot, within this person know they made some fucked up choices. Their choices is what landed them. Their actions and how they navigated, on their path with people and with their choices was not in a good, was not in alignment with what you had going on. It's like coming back around to somebody that was already, 10 toes down, had all their cards on the table and made it very clear communication, Queen of Swords, King of Swords, of what they wanted, what they, intentions were, what they plan was, what their desires were, and somebody wasn't on board or they made excuses not to give, a decent enough, response as to what they wanted and where they see themselves at, but they fantasize about it a lot. When it came to how they saw themselves with you or with, take it how it resonated, you with them with you, whatever the case may be. They thought about what they wanted to do and how that would look and how it would go and shit like that, but they never really took the necessary action towards you to let you know that. So it's like they waiting things out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like somebody thinking if somebody think Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, if this Cancer thing, or if somebody think whoever this reading resonate with, that somebody like waiting something out is gonna make the outcome of what they approaching and coming toward another person for better, it's only making it worse for them, and they'll self-sabotage that way. What's the Chariot? Waiting things out for the storm to blow over. Waiting things out for the storm to blow over. What's the Chariot? Got the Page of Pentacles landed on bald head. You got the Two of Swords out here. And the Seven of Wands. The Nine of Wands in reverse. Sagittarius energy. Like somebody may be feeling like they fighting a losing battle because they don't know what direction to go in. They don't, they not communicating with you, or there's some communication that need to be had that somebody may be, at a stalemate right now, stagnant even, because they not saying, what it is, or they, not telling they part in something, or somebody that they connected to may be, refusing to tell them something or, reveal something to them. They could be involved with somebody that is not, who they say they are, but they need to see something they already involved in through, or something that they know they need to communicate to you. Because it's like somebody may feel as though, even if they come towards you, or they may have felt like in the, with this waiting on thing, waiting something out, Like somebody may feel like, they fighting a losing battle, or they felt like in the past if they did, double back and double down and come back around to you, that they were gonna be rejected regardless anyway. You know how people sometimes don't want to apologize or take accountability because they're afraid that it's gonna make you right, and it may not get them another shot or opportunity to, do better with you. But you can give them all kind of praise and grace to move on and wish them well, on their journey moving forward, that they, meet somebody that they can display, they higher self with, even if it ain't with you. But, some folks just want to feel like they need to prove something to you, that they can be this person, and that's fine too. But I feel like, why go back to the person you was so prideful that you didn't want to get it right with them, or come back around to them and get it right then. And some people may, need time, to accept, what it is they part is and stuff. But it get to be a point where you let your pride be something that keeps you from going to take accountability and doing what you're going to have to do in the relationship anyway. And that's take your, know your place, know your role, know your fault in things, and go and balance things out between you and your person. If you intend on going to bed, laying down, asking them for anything else, and wanting them to still be the same with you, you're going to have to make it worth their while. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to, give to them the way you want them to give to you. Equal give and take. And it's like somebody, knows whoever this bald head person is, they could be an Aries, or they could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, with this Page of Pentacles out here. But I feel like somebody is definitely not confident, where they need to be at, when they in terms of communicating, like verbally. Like, I don't know if they throat chakra blocked or something like that, but that may be something that, is part of their them things they need to heal from. And I don't know if they use their actions and stuff like that, which is like mind games and shit, to get the answers they looking for with people. Like creative moments, you know what I'm saying? For people, and especially if they did this with an Aquarius. If somebody created a moment with an Aquarius, or created obstacles for an Aquarius, the obstacles that they ass ended up being in when they did that, they didn't even realize they was in obstacles they damn self. Somebody played games with somebody that played games better than them. And not only that, when somebody was playing games with another person, somebody knew they were doing it. If they were indecisive purposely, because they felt like being emotionally, unavailable, was matching somebody else's energy or something like that. You know how when somebody had that nonchalant, non-clingy, you know what I'm saying, kind of mentality, mindset, or behavior, that's just how they are. They not, some clingy people. They don't just sit and, live and breathe somebody's attention all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? They like their space. So I could be talking to a Virgo, or a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or an Aquarius. But somebody, knows another person to be a very, faithful person. They coming off as somebody very faithful, trusting, goal-oriented, you know what I'm saying? Family, how do you say it? Family oriented. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah, somebody that's balanced. Like, they know how to plan. They good with, and this may be the fact that somebody now, may be coming in as a Page of Pentacles. You know what I'm saying? They may have taken a hit financially. They may have had, in this time, had an ego there. They could have been humble, but they took a hit financially. But this could also be, somebody that's not very rich, on the outside, but they're very valuable to have and be with, as a individual. You know what I'm saying? With this Page of Pentacles, somebody may not have much. They may be new in what they doing. They may know how to plan and, position themselves to get where they going and things like that, without letting outside everyday things, distractions, like, deter them. And they stay faithful. This is a faithful friend. This is a faithful lover. You know what I'm saying? Co-worker, things like that. they, are very focused. And whoever this bald head person is, they know that about you. Or they coming off as that, especially if they know this is what they wanted the whole time. They may have ended up in a connection in the past, with somebody that was not putting in as much work as them internally, in a connection or something, a marriage. It may have ended in divorce. It could have been a long-term off and on thing that may have ended. But somebody was doing more, putting in more work and, doing more, showing more interest than the other person. Even though that other person that was showing less interest was interested, they just wasn't matching somebody else's energy. Now, how somebody say, I go out of my way, I rub your feet. If you say your feet hurt on the phone, I'm going to have something ready for you when you come in, as soon as you come through the door. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just be somebody at the crib, you know what I'm saying, playing the video game, knowing you getting ready to get off work, and I ain't ready to, and waiting for you to come through the door, like I ain't happy to see you, like I know you, like I don't give a damn you've been gone all day. I might have been work too. You know what I'm saying? But they willing to, ease your pain and ease your mind and comfort you where you hurting and things like that. I'm getting that song with Life Jennings when he said, "Must be nice." Somebody that knows exactly where it hurts. Like if somebody say, "Man, my back hurt," your lower back, yeah, right there, man, right there, like that. So somebody could have had back issues or something like that, or they like back massages or something like that, or they had some type of back injury or something like that, but could be of significance. But yeah, this Chariot clarified by the 9 of Wands in reverse with the 2 of Swords. So somebody feel like they fighting or losing battle, like they don't feel like, the wheel of fortune is turning, but it's like you got to keep moving in the direction that you want to go in and keep, investing in yourself when it comes to what you want, regardless of how rough and how shaky things get. Just because somebody break your heart, don't let. I remember a past, friend of me, years ago, mom said to me, just because somebody, don't know how to treat you, don't let that change you. Because the minute you change those things that are so virtuous about you, at such a young age, that's when somebody gonna come along that is gonna understand you. They are going to nurture that about you. They're gonna protect those qualities about you, because they want that for themselves. They've been looking for that, and the minute you decide this person broke my heart too much, that it hurt too bad, I'm not finna be that way no more. That's when the person that is meant for you is gonna come along, and you're gonna be tested to see if you're gonna let them in to, experience, who you are, so that they can be safe in who they can be to you. And they gonna need you to understand. They need you to protect what they feel for you is what they willing to protect when they find out how you are. And they gonna do all they can to protect it and preserve it for themselves, because it's something they feel too. They haven't experienced that either. And sometimes some people have never experienced that, and then they don't know how to treat it. And that's from childhood. Some people don't get a lot of hugs. They don't get told "I love you" a lot when they were kids. They might hear it now, but at the time when they were young and getting into adolescent, time, their years or whatever, and having little girlfriend vibes, boyfriend vibes, not too many people was giving them, giving it to them raw and uncut. They was giving it to them raw and uncut in other ways. And sometimes, even then, some people snuck around and they watch porn, different things like that, to try to get the scoop. But that's not the same as somebody telling you what to expect when that scene don't turn out like that. You know what I'm saying? Or you may never get to that scene. And then, you got to deal with rejection. But, clarify this 9 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, 4 of Wands. Somebody wants this 4 of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sag. Somebody wants this 4 of Wands. Like somebody wants they could want to move in together. They could want to come and visit you. They could want to, be part of what you got going on and be able to contribute to, like, whatever it is that they felt like, they saw themselves having. Because you got the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, the Emperor in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So it's like somebody may not have, like I said, succeeded in, their behavior when it came to what they needed to see with you. You may have awakened this person when you walked away, or when you were in a connection with them. They may have, your energy, and you calling for your energy back may have awakened this person. But that means that they, like I said, they went on a slow healing journey when you walked away. Like they may have taken a little time to actually face some of them things that they need to work on. So they may be still new to it. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to get a grasp on them things that they coulda, shoulda, woulda did back then. You know what I'm saying? With you, with other people, where they fault was at, with other people, how they had their guard down, and or how they manipulated a lot of other people before you, how they got manipulated by a lot of people and they turned bitter because it started somewhere. But, with this 9 of Wands in reverse and the 4 of Wands, clarifying, and it's like somebody, wanted something, but at the same time, it may not have been something that, they had all the right things to do to get there. You know what I'm saying? They may not have, had their actions wasn't in alignment with what they, could have, or what, they really wanted. And if somebody's actions is not aligning with their words and then what's in their heart, you don't get the results. You got to be balanced in all areas of life. You know what I'm saying? And you got to know how to control, the things that you are responsible for. And that's you. Your actions, your words, your thought process, and all that. You got to be responsible for that. Not just for love, but the way you love yourself. So having boundaries is not just for the other person, it's for you. And knowing that you're showing the Most High God, like I know how to, make sure that if what I'm, in search of and what my lessons is teaching me, not to cross that boundary with ignoring them ever again. You know what I'm saying? Or ignoring this person's boundaries ever again. Because it could be, they changed the passcode and I can't get in. I can't, decipher them anymore. And I can't protect them either. I can't, you gotta, man, listen. Somebody wanted, and they fantasized about a lot of the things that could have been. But feel like they, want to come towards you to offer, good things. It's like they could have what they need. They could have, a stable foundation. They could have a nice home, nice car, things like that. But it ain't the same when you don't have the person you have. This person could have fought tooth and nail, for a status or an image, to uphold, to make people, to make themselves happy with being, fruitful and things like that. But what is it when you've accomplished all that and you don't have a person that genuinely want to be with you? They may be only around because you got a nice car, nice job, make good money, got a good profession or something like that, and they know you ain't gonna never be broke, or they know you ain't gonna be hurting for nothing. Some people ain't around you just because they, would be there if you didn't have it. They wouldn't be there if, like, man, you should have seen me 10 years ago. I ain't even had this. Yeah, you wouldn't have them either. That's what they not, some people ain't telling this person. Or you know what I'm saying? Clarify the 2 of Swords. Waiting for things to blow over. What's the 2 of Swords about? What's that 2 of Swords about? What's the 2 of Swords about? The 10 of Wands. With the 3 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Somebody know they want to collaborate and work with you. They just don't want to come in. They know they can't come in, being passive and shit like that. It's like bringing up stuff like, or knowing, that, especially if they feel like, bringing up the past, like you did this. And if you hadn't said that like that, if you hadn't been doing this, or the way you came off, man, you was like this, blah, blah, blah. This person know they want to collaborate with you. They want to come in and make a focused effort, but they know they can't come in bringing up the past, or they know, if they come in, they might have to hear about the past, and they gonna have to deal with that, if they do. And it's gonna be some serious repercussions if they think coming towards you and not wanting to deal with that and not wanting that to come up is gonna, be in any way in a favor. They can't control not talking about or hearing about, what need to be said, what is gonna come up. And if they hold off on not coming towards you because they don't want to hear about it, they don't want a little snippet of it to come up, then they already done lost. Then they can't. I mean, it's gonna be some serious repercussions if they try to get out of, wanting you to not bring that up, like wanting you to waiting things out and let the storm blow over so that they ain't gotta hear about what they did and hear you bring that up and have them have to justify and explain themselves. You know what I'm saying? Or express themselves in any way about something. That's what this Two of Swords is out here. Somebody is heavily burdened, weighed down by what they know, their responsibilities were and or is. Especially if somebody, put a lot on you or they feel like they had a lot going on that they may not have told you about too. They may have had a lot of things, that was requiring them to, or something that they had got involved in, or somebody else that they may have been involved with, communicating with and stuff like that, that they had told things or had, other things that was going on that they, now feel like, was a burden on them, like they, all the responsibility that they had going on, like somebody hid what they had going on. Like if they were dealing with, a divorce, if they were dealing with somebody and they was married and didn't tell you, whatever the case may be, like somebody knows that that's, something that was weighing them down, burdening them, to that they couldn't take the action they needed to take because they were trying to hide communication. They could have had you as a side piece. They could have had you as a, how you say it? You know how you end up, some folks will say, I got married, but I ended up meeting my soulmate after I got married. Or I ended up meeting my person when I got married and I thought I had married my person. And it's like, how do I get out of this? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it almost feels like they feel like they sabotage themselves or they got tricked. And that's how people feel when somebody love spell or sex magic wear off. And they realize, overnight or, out of nowhere, like, man, I'm not even attracted to this person, though. I don't even remember, why I even got with them. It fades away. And the next thing you know, this person is, trying their best, to remember half of the people this person used to talk to so they can monitor, what's going on with them while they trying to check on what this person past people are doing. Who they still single? They single? Oh man, he might go back to them. Or oh man, she might go back to him. Oh man, let me watch him. Let me see what he up to. Who trying to get at him? Because they want that person to hurry up and be taken before this person walk away from them. Because they may go back to their past person. All because they were playing in some type of divination. Somebody probably did that. But with this Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, with this Knight of Swords in reverse, Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Somebody want to, collaborate or work with you. Somebody could be in a business career or something like that. They could have wanted, work with you, bring you into some type of business idea that they got going on or something. It's like that. Like somebody could see you as somebody that, they can work with. You know what I'm saying? And they know you somebody that they can make a focused effort and actually, see that you going to bring the same, you going to match their energy. You know what I'm saying? And they know that you were somebody that would work with them. You know what I'm saying? You may have tried to, wait things out with this person, Ten of Swords in reverse, but this person may have said, all they could just to keep you around until they figured out what they could do, what they needed to do, and when was it. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, somebody was weighed down, burdened because they had some, without talking to you and stuff like that, like somebody's burdened. They burdened by that, like, and I feel like it's because they know they can't just come at you any kind of way. They know that they can't avoid They want to try their best to avoid like passive, conversation, being had. They can't come in being passive about a situation like, that was in the past. You know what I'm saying? This me now, and didn't know. They can't come in like that, and it's gonna be some serious repercussions if they do. It's gonna be, yeah. And even if they don't come towards you and take some type of action and say something, it's gonna be some serious repercussion. I feel like they could be being led spiritually. Their ancestors could be leading them, nudging them to go and make something right, say something. What's the Two of Swords with the Ten of Wands? Yeah, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. With the Justice at the bottom of the deck, Libra energy. Somebody could be waiting on something, in court, to come back or answer or something like that. Like they could be awaiting some type of court proceedings if this is a divorce or a marriage that's ending or something like that, because a separation or them moving out of a home. It could be dealing with, some lease issues or property issues or something like that in this community. But it's like somebody, it's not, like I said, they ain't at the top of the wheel, but somebody now is like having to keep being persistent at what they doing, and their money will pick back up. You know what I'm saying? But it's something that they gonna have to prove to their spirit team and to the Most High God that they willing and serious about, what it is that they plan on or whatever their intentions are. Somebody's finances is not gonna pick back up. It's gonna come in slow. You know what I'm saying? For now. And it's not going to fully pick back up until somebody clears somebody or something out of their energy. Like something is going to have to, run its course. Yeah. Because you got the Justice at the bottom of the deck now with the Seven of Cups in reverse with the Four of Swords. Mm-hmm. And it's like somebody could have something pending, or it's like something is being considered. You know what I'm saying? Like if you give somebody an ultimatum, or you give somebody, the play-by-play about how you gonna see something or how you see something being done, and you say the only way something such and such is if it's such and such, such and such, such and such. And it's like somebody having to accept that that's your justice in the situation. Either way, whether they on board with how your boundaries are and what the process is to get back to you, whether they with it or not, it's not gonna matter. You still gonna get your justice one way or the other. They not gonna get you, and they definitely not gonna get you if they not willing to put in the work, and if they not worth, you know what I'm saying, the seeds that you done planted. If this person is somebody that don't know how to tend to a garden, they not gonna be available to, you know what I'm saying. They're not gonna be allowed on the property. They're not going to be able to have access to the goods. Okay? So think mindfully, when it comes to taking action. Because I feel like somebody, is going through some type of karma. Or they feel like this is their karma. But this is about fairness, you know what I'm saying? Because somebody let a lot of things that were not relevant distract them, and they may have thought, some type of lifestyle that they had was what it was until it ain't. It wasn't. Like something wasn't giving. With this Seven of Cups in reverse, Scorpio energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, this person, was confused, you know what I'm saying, about, what they felt like was going to help them, make their decision easier. And it really, now is like, to find that peace of mind, to be able to settle yourself and look at something clearly, means you're going to have to step away from all that shit and silence your mind and your actions and shit like that, and sit your ass down somewhere and let whatever need to, come to mind, so you can see that shit for what it is. And this is why this person is waiting for this storm to blow over. You know what I'm saying? They're waiting things out. What do they want for this? What do they want out of this? Waiting things out for the storm to blow over. What do they want out of this situation? They want to compromise. I don't get that in a lot of readings. Somebody want to compromise. They want to resolve some type of conflict. They want to resolve some type of issue or disagreement, or some type of understanding or some dishonesty. Because it's like somebody knows whatever competition or unfair competition they put you in, somebody was cutthroat. And I feel like whoever they got involved with, like I said before I pulled in the tarot, like somebody's dealing with somebody that possibly is not, they mask done came out. And even if they were married to this person, gave them a commitment, this, got involved, invested in them financially, emotionally, physically, you know what I'm saying? But they know that person, walking away from that person, that marriage, that house, that apartment, whatever, it's going to come with that person actually, trying to comfort them and make, them moving forward very difficult. And you see it on social media a lot, when it come to, not so popular couples that most people, just day-to-day life, people that got an ex that don't want to see you move on. They kicking in your door, and boom, the person sitting on the damn couches, calm as ever. But that's the person that, boom, boom, silenced the whole goddamn thing and relieved a woman, of her kid's father and of a treacherous situation that could have turned out horribly bad if that person had got a chance to, pull their piece if they had in it, or be able to come back and keep terrorizing this baby mama of theirs that they refuse to let move on or let, because it goes the other way around. And I seen an episode where a dude, had moved on and his baby mama come back talking about some damn cough syrup, medicine and some more shit, and won't let him in his apartment that she no longer has access to because he done moved on. But because they share, a shorty together, she feel like, well, why I can't see her? You not dating her, I am. She my girl. This is my place. Now, the medicine ain't here, like you need to be not here. And that person tried to push their way into this person, that they baby daddy apartment, and he damn near had to push her ass into another address just to get her away from him. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm getting here. Is somebody, know whatever competition or whoever they may have, went towards, thinking that you was going to chase them, or whoever they thought was a better pick, whoever presented themselves like they were better than you, it's gonna come with some bullshit for them to walk away, but it's gonna come with some challenges going where they going to, because they know wherever this person, wherever this person is going, there's somebody that may be in the, in their path following them. You know what I'm saying? And they may want to resolve things with you without having to deal with some type of conflict. So it's one of them situations where you may be looking at things like, I don't even want to get involved with you because of, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to deal with that. And when it comes to this person, they may not, want to have to come towards you with you feeling like, you know how some people say, I would have came back to you, but I didn't want to bring that drama with me. I was trying to resolve my issues or let something blow over before I took that move, made that, make that move right now, baby. Yeah. Somebody want to make that move. But they know if they make this move, whenever they make this move, somebody is going to, be gunning for them. And it's like they kind of want to, give somebody, how somebody want to kind of make somebody feel like, oh, I ain't going nowhere, and boom, they gone. Oh, I'm finna go get some gas. That person may not even come back. Oh, I'm going to work. I may not even come back home from work. It's like that. It's like somebody know, they want to make somebody feel like they ain't going nowhere until they do. And then it's like they want something, to wait something out that they know they put themselves in, because coming back around to somebody, they know it's going to come back up, and they may not be able to avoid, hearing about it or talking about it, and it's going to keep them from being with whoever they're going toward anyway if they don't. Because the person that they're walking away from, and the lifestyle and the behavior they're walking away from, it's gonna haunt them if they do come back around to you, because that's how your boundaries are. That's how your intuition, your discernment is. You're gonna pick up on it. So don't get involved in no risky practices. You know what I'm saying? when it comes to somebody coming around you. Don't let yourself get sucked into certain arguments or conversations that's going to just only escalate, because it's not going to be with people that actually, or a person that's actually trying to get an understanding. They just want to, you know what I'm saying, dumb something down to the point where you will let your guard down enough to like let it go. We're gonna argue back and forth. Yeah, I'm gonna let them get their words in, let them say what they want to say. Then I'm gonna hit them with, I miss you. And this, You got the Six of Cups in reverse at the bottom of the deck with the Page of Cups. Six of Swords in reverse to the Empress. See, somebody, I don't know if this is you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Aries, Leo, Sag, but somebody is like turning over a new leaf. They, want to make new memories. Somebody does not want, the things of the past to be something that, they have to continuously be reminded of, because they learned a lesson. And somebody was a lesson to them. Somebody was a lesson. You was a lesson learned to somebody, or somebody was a lesson. You was a lesson learned. This person was a lesson learned to you, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like somebody is changing the environment to something that's safer for them, and making new memories with people. A new soul tribe. Their soul tribe is coming in, and it's like-minded people. Or somebody's trying to create a safe place for themselves, outside of the past bullshit that they may have, had memories, with people doing and shit like that. Like somebody just want to make new memories. I dealt with a lot of people from my past, but you one of them I just don't want to live without. It's given that. Because right behind it is the Page of Cups. You know what I'm saying? And it don't have to be with another person. You could be moving on and, enjoying the things that you seeing and loving about yourself that you got through. You know what I'm saying? That you made it out. That you, not a victim of what happened or how something ended, or the fact that, not all hope is lost. You know what I'm saying? And there are better days. It is. So if on the surface, moving on, somebody may have returned to trouble. Six of Swords in reverse. Somebody may have went back to something in the past, or pretending, that somebody moving on ain't really bothering them or something like that, or somebody thinking that, another person, is making it seem like they moved on or they ain't bothered by something, and they really are. No. If somebody's happy they dodged a bullet. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, somebody happy that they dodged a bullet. You know what I'm saying? It may not seem like on the surface when they talk or how they move or what they post that they over whatever this situation was, or, person, but they are. You know what I'm saying? They are. It may not show externally, but internally, they are. Somebody's not bothered. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially if somebody think another person pretending to be happy, and they really, not. They not. Somebody is, internally, it's some harmony there. There's a lot of, genuine harmony that somebody feels within. It may not show on the outside, but they are. Somebody's happy that, they went on. They not holding a grudge. Somebody's not pissed off. If somebody, whoever this, like I said, whoever this is that think, waiting things out for the storm to blow over. The storm done blew over, baby. What, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? The storm done blew over. Somebody done. You know what I'm saying? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Somebody done. They just they may not show it or what they saying, you know what I'm saying? Because they may think this person just don't want to show emotion, but, they feel this. No. Somebody that is not holding a grudge, they're not pissed off. So whatever this person waiting on to blow over, it's already blown over. They just finding reason, to talk themselves, in and out of like somebody self-sabotaging. And that's fine, because they gonna talk themselves and work their magic, on themselves, and they gonna, you know what I'm saying, be that person that still need to heal from things and work on themselves. This is somebody that it probably won't be prepared for something, long term or committed, because somebody gonna be committed if they don't get their motherfucking mind right and stop trying to wait on something to blow over so they, can come in and work on what they need to work on if they want to be with someone. I feel like a lot of people not gonna take people back from the past because it is. trying to wait something out and wait till somebody ain't mad no more, shit like that. Stop being immature. Stop being a page, on purpose, and go find yourself. You know what I'm saying? Page of Wands, go find yourself. Go find out things about yourself, that you didn't know, existed. Go find out, how many things, you have not tried, that's a delicacy. You know what I'm saying? That you've been thinking and hearing about and hearing people talk about, post about. Go try it for yourself. You'll be surprised, what it is you like or how it is to prepare something that, you never ate before and actually like it. Or go to a place that, most people talk about, but you never really had a reason to go. Go anyway. You never know what you discover while you're there. You never know who you may cross or what you may realize about yourself or what you may like that you didn't know you even would like. Oh, I actually like that. I didn't think that was going to taste like that. Well, I didn't even expect to see this there. You know what I'm saying? And I pulled this card off the deck. I don't remember. I think it was in reverse. But nothing they say is true. I want to say it came out in reverse, but let's just say at one time somebody may not have been somebody that you would ever think was a liar. But if they did not tell you something, Page of Swords, that is got them way down now, if they tell you what it is they need to tell you and confess something to you or want to compromise or, don't want to fight, you know what I'm saying, or have some type of conflict, when they do tell you about what it is, it's eating them up inside that if they do come towards you, they fighting a losing battle because they feel like you might feel as though anything they say is a lie now. Somebody could have been attacking you because of their intimidation of you. They may have been intimidated by you. But nothing they say is true. Like I said, I want to say it was laying here in reverse on top of the deck. You know what I mean? But I'm going to end it here, collective. Use your discernment, your own intuition when it comes to things. And I feel like, when it comes to somebody wanting to come back around, like I said, whoever this guy is or woman is, you know what I'm saying? They could, be rocking a bald head. A lot of people look, very beautiful, very handsome bald head. And some people do all they can to try to avoid being, rocking that look. But you'll be surprised, you know what I'm saying, who you attract. You know what I'm saying? Plus ain't nothing like a good head massage, you know what I'm saying? Not that one. Ooh. And anyway, this person is coming off as somebody, as a page. Faithful, trustworthy, things like that. Or this is somebody that sees you that way. Goal-oriented, you know what I'm saying? Very faithful, very committed. A good friend, a good lover, a good co-worker, you know what I'm saying, a dedicated neighbor, you know what I'm saying. But you could be creating, a new environment, going towards your soul tribe, just starting over. And this person could be wanting to make new memories, when they come towards you to express how they feel, with this cup of love. Or this could be, you giving, you know what I'm saying, what you need to yourself, you know what I'm saying, and investing in you. And what you really love, the things that, you know what I'm saying, you really enjoy. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to this person knowing they got some communication that need to be had or whatever it is that needs to come out, is something that this person knows that they're going to have to deal with when they come to walk away from somebody. And I feel like coming towards whoever they want to go towards is going to come with some challenges too. And the more they try to avoid it, the more they're going to get hit pinnacle-wise, like, then this is their karma. If they went towards somebody else because they had more going on, or they was investing more in this person, or they was putting more into somebody else and breadcrumbing you and keeping you a secret or something like that, this is their karma. Is that they feel like, I got to wait on things, you know what I'm saying, waiting things out for the storm to blow over, that's fine. But at the end of the day, with the Chariot, somebody know they're going to have to deal with what they got to deal with within and what they're going to be faced with moving forward, even if they do not come towards you. They still gonna have to deal with the things that, you know what I'm saying, they had to take accountability for. They fault in whatever it is. Because they gonna have them same issues in another connection, another job, you know, in another situation like that is gonna rise again until they deal with it from their higher self. But I'm gonna end it here, collective. Make sure you guys do something nice for someone today, even if you don't know them. Those of you that genuinely love me, know that I love you too. Hit that like, that subscribe button on the way out for me. Until next time, bye.